Hello, family and friends. It's the old Chrome Dances. And I'm going to set my timer. I don't think I'm going to go over my 20 minutes, but I'm going to start my nail application. I'm going to do it in steps. This is going to be step one video. Um, as far as a basic manicure, I would refer you to Pretty Things Rock. She's recently put up a very good basic manicure video of how to get rid of the dead skin, cuticle skin, and all that. I mean, it's an excellent video. And so I refer you to Pretty Things Rock. And for that, and I'm doing regular acrylic nails, not the gel nails, just the old-fashioned acrylics, because that's what I'm used to working with. Now, I had a while back cut my nails back. This was when I told you guys I broke trying to fry hamburger patties. So I cut my nails, had cut my nails back. That was my choice. I was tired of it. Um, and I've taken and already used one of these nail brushes, and it's like an antibacterial hand soap. Put some on there and scrub my nails, real good underneath and the top, make sure they're very clean. So I've already done that. And then I've already taken just for the sake of shortening up the video a little bit, I've taken one of these it has 7 different things, buffer files, and I used step 4, condition nail. And I'll just go over this one, and all I do is very lightly, go over and just rough it up a little bit, the whole nail, which I've already done them. So I just kind of go over and I just rough it ever so slightly up so that it gives it a little bit of a surface to cling to. And then I just take my brush and then I just brush away, any excess dust. Alright, and then I have my nails, if you can see down here, lined up thumb on down. And what I do with those is, and I've already done this, is now these were some cheap nails that came in a kit that I had ordered, which is fine. I'm going to use them anyway. But they had a little tab or something very tiny that was at the bottom. So I fouled those off with, just kind of a fine to medium grade foul. So I fouled that off, and then I went through, checked them for the sidewalls in case there was anything that, a loose piece or they didn't look even or something. And I've already fouled any of that off. And then another thing that I do with my nails, and I've done that with all of these, is I will take the finer side and I will go across this whole part here, like 1, 2, 3, and I'm kind of not really doing it because I've already done it to all of them for sake of time. And what I'm doing when I do that is I'm thinning this down a little bit up here so I don't have quite a hump when I put on my acrylic. And I always do that with all of my nails. I just kind of one side, then the other side, and I thin it out just a little bit so that it blends in easier. So that's where we're at right now. And basically I'm just going to do one nail. I've got just nail glue. I usually use super glue gel, but unfortunately all of mine are either almost empty or they've I can't get the caps off, so we're going to use this, and hopefully this works okay because I've not tried this one before, but I got several. It came with the kit. So I'm going to do my thumb. Now what I'm looking for in here is I want to place this up as high as I can comfortably go onto my nail itself, is what I'm doing. So I'm going up as comfortably as it will fit. And I went through, and you go through and you size them. You get what you don't want it to hurt down on here, on the sides. If it's too big, then you look for a smaller size. Or if it's not big enough and part of your nail is showing through on the sidewall, then you gotta get a bigger size. So you kind of line all that up, and then I always mark my bags. Number 1 is my thumbnail, 2 is this nail, 3 is this nail, 4 is this nail, and 5 is this nail. So I know next time I go in, which I had to do because this was a new bag, and the reason I put mine up, now you can put your acrylics clear down here if you want. Have a real long nail. 1, I want a good base of support on here, and 2, I don't like jacking with getting the acrylic off so much. So for me to put it up, and I don't need them that long, because the way they are is long enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of look at where my nail is up under there, which this one isn't much, but I'm going to have it up to where to me it fits comfortably, and then I'm going to kind of mark with my thumb so I know that in this area is where I've got to whip this glue on. So, and I'm not going to be real happy with this glue, I'm sure, because I am so used to using the super glue in the in the gel. Now I got my glue on there. Okay, I know you can't see it, but it's on there, and this stuff dries pretty rapidly. So what I'm going to do is just try and get it to where it's comfortable and it fits on there, and kind of make sure it looks straight, because it dries pretty quick and is not crooked is a biggie. Now with super glue, you have to be very accurate because you don't get but seconds. I wouldn't even have had that long. Then I take and I kind of press down on the nail, and I'm pressing on this side, and then some of my fingers is getting the center. Right now I'm pressing the sides down. So I'm pressing those sides down because I want them on there real good. Alright, of course you're going to have a little bit that sticks to you. Then I'm going to come across and I'm going to press the top down real good to make sure that the top's down. And of course, like I say, I didn't have much base on this nail because it and the artificial nail went. So now I'm just kind of going through. It's pretty much so it's on there. It's not going anywhere. And there's my tip. My tip is on there. Okay. And you can see I have a very thin line since I filed some of that away, because I don't want a big hump, because I don't want to put too much acrylic on there. So it's glued on there. So it's dried already, which is better, because I'm going to do one nail. Just put that on there. Now what I have, and unfortunately this came in my kit. It's all in Chinese, can't read it, but I know what it is. It's a primer for artificial nails. And what I do is I take it, and you're not supposed to get this on your skin, so you want to be very careful. So I take a good portion off, and I just want to go across my natural nail bed and make sure I don't get it on my skin. And I'm just going to barely put it on there. And what that does is that primes my natural nail for the acrylic that's going to go on there. Okay? So I've got it primed. So that will make the acrylic hold better. And then what I can do, if I want to thin this down some more, I can still come through here, and I've got it on light thou. I could do some more sanding, and I can sand this a little bit further down, and that's all I do is go through to where I've got a real fine line. Not too fine, I mean, you don't want to take all your off, but I go through it a little bit more. Now maybe other people don't do it this way, This is the way I do it. And I get it down to where there's just such a fine ridge there that, I can barely feel it with my my finger, that there's a fine ridge there. Because I don't want to have mounds and mounds of acrylic, and I'm not going to put acrylic on here, because that would just be a waste. All I'm going to do is fill this in, because I just want evenness here. So we're at that part. This is step 1, okay? We're up to that part. Now, that's going to be the end of this part. And then what I'll do when I get all these on, then when I get ready to do the acrylic part of it, I will come back and do a step 2 and show you one now. And we'll just go on from there. Okay, guys? So this is a much requested video that I've had from several viewers. So step 1, I'll be back and we'll do step 2 once I get the rest of these bad boys on. See you in a little bit. Well, if I can find out where my off button's at.